Up, it's Greg Redden here on February 16th, 2015 at well, let's see what time it is. It's like after 10 or something. Or, I don't know. It's at nighttime. I'm in West Hollywood, so my time zones are a little time zone. Um, I got back after leaving here with the undercover Fed in my room. It goes by Cha Cha. She said Ariel today. I don't have a fucking clue what her real name is. His name, it's a guy, by the way. I have to keep qualifying that. It's a drag queen, black, muscular to an extent. Um, yeah, and throughout the week, I met him about a week ago with another person, not on a sexual basis. I mean, I gotta level with you. Anybody who told the story that, well, I was out and I picked up this hooker, man. She was just gorgeous. I mean, she was a 10. If you ask me, 10 if it wasn't a million. And I'll be damned if we got in the car and I went to pull up her skirt and out came a big fucking cock. And I was like, man, I ain't into that. Who can tell a story like that? Or who can listen to a story like that in a straight face after seeing this he-she? Now I know my video quality skills or the video quality is not that great, especially since uh, one of the one of the things. Well, okay, let me put it this way. Over the week, her uh, doing most of it. There was another undercover uh, drag queen with her, um, Trish, I believe she goes as. I know they're in this area, West Hollywood. And I only state this because I know for a fact it's a formal thing. They are getting narcotics from the government very formally and selling them to people while documenting their information, setting them up, doing all the illegal activity they're getting other people charged for, and then, not having to do anything other than get paid a paycheck from the government and also get to, you know, take whatever they want from the person after their house or hotel or whatever their place has been evacuated and they've been likely carted off to jail or put in a grave. Um, and, you know, they get to roam free and it's just a fucking sickening thing. And I, more so than just how it affected me, because I've dealt with this so many times over the past several years, over and over. It's more about, I'm wanting to set a tone where, this isn't going to be accepted. I certainly didn't call the police even tonight, when he was refusing to leave. I mean, over the past week, still my nice cell phone, I still got one. It's all right, but not the one that had time on it, and stole my ID. What else? Two sets of room keys, God. So I couldn't even leave my door locked. Um, and then front door key, and shit. Uh, all as well as I'm not going to go into details of all this stuff that was stashed around here that was legally incriminating for me. Should what happened is they would have liked, meaning causing a scene and getting the police called, and me not. Well, this was their hope. Me not cleaning under everything and out looking everywhere because I've been dealing with this for so long now that I'm able to pretty much read this situation and put things together. Um, yeah, and there was a lot of hair because he was a drag queen and he took a habit to leaving hair everywhere. That's not the worst thing by far. That's not incriminating. Other paraphernalia, I'm not going to go into detail. One of the most alarming things was two people's identifications, two different people identifications underneath my mattress, as well as a checkbook that had been, written, and I cleaned it all up and threw it away. I'm not. Uh, I wouldn't go to the police anyway or anybody, but because and it wouldn't help to begin with. Uh, but and I'm certainly not going to keep it around. What else? One of their friends one night got in here, and I told them all to leave because they were all fucking being jackjaws. I mean, just getting real loud and being like, loud women, and except very much men, and yelling and screaming. And I told this one to get. I told them all to get the fuck out, and they all got as fucking like a bunch of crazy man bitches. And this one broke a picture frame and glass, a mirror, and shit. Threw stuff all over, which was very blatantly, I was able to read after having experienced this many times, just a way to get the police called. And then likely it would have been, well, all the shit they had ditched in here. I remember finding a medicine bottle at one point with somebody else's name on it. That's something from my past I've been charged with that I certainly didn't do. If you don't know the Ramada setup of the whole hotel, without going into detail, from Sioux City, that was just a clusterfuck. That's been a couple years ago, man. Um, but yes, this happens way too much, and not just to me, but like I said, I hope I can impart some things, so people, I'm sure if you're questioning yourself, thinking, well, holy shit, this isn't going right. I have the experience to know what to look for, and sometimes um, I interact with people to learn too, and especially people that are very deadly, and not only to people more mortally, but certainly to their psychological and fucking freedoms. I mean, come on. I can only imagine how many people are incarcerated for due to mass corruption on these two. And I've been pretty much the only people in my life over the past several years. And there's been a lot of people in my life, a lot of people that have helped me out, either just by a sense I've known, or something they did for me without ever going into any detail about that. Because I'm not trying to sound like I'm always bitching or like it's all bad, but it's certainly a lot of it is when I'm talking about it. Like I was saying something earlier tonight on public, I certainly have long been aware that it's not all just about me, for Christ's sakes. Yeah, I'm complaining that this is happening to me. I certainly have to defend myself and protect my livelihood and my freedoms, but God damn it, this is happening all over. And any area I go into, I can see it as descended upon, not because I see firsthand the feds talking to people and whatever, yada yada. I can hear a lot of things around me, but that's not how I get it. It's because I just know they've been coached. They've been they have what I call bomber phones and headphones. After a few days getting in there, I can just tell the people that are stooge pigeons set up. I can look down the block and see people off in the distance. It's just like so mathematic. Not Scientology, which is not only science but a bunch of bullshit thrown in there, which it must be the ology part. Taking science and using it to mind fuck and fucking manipulate and fucking make people think things. Major brainwashing in a very deadly, consequential tone. Um, you don't want to insult the Church of Scientology because, well, I really don't give a fuck. Um, I won't even go into my McDonald's story tonight right now because I wanted to set a very serious tone for this. What happened at McDonald's was certainly serious, but I don't think would be necessarily believed by the public at large. I think we got to work into that. Um, uh, so yeah, be aware. Yeah, these two are, but I also, like I said, was going into before I got off track. I've known all along that this has been happening to so many other people. So certainly when I speak about myself, because I don't like to talk about other people on a formal basis, because I'm always being audio and video recorded. I know that. I've known that long ago. And everybody's certainly got the yeah. You look around you, everything. You might not have like a real time motion picture camera in your room you can see, but there's certainly different electronical devices, your camera, your phone, everything in this world, universe, is under a constant audio and video surveillance, or certainly has the potential to be monitored. They might not be able to use that in the courtroom, but they can certainly use it to get people in the courtroom through deceiving means and corruption. They can certainly use it to incriminate people and then use information against them without ever having to disclose it to them. And I don't know. Like I was saying, I don't like talking about other people. I don't like telling people what to do. So certainly when I have a voice that is being listened to, especially in the area I'm in, because, people have been, a lot of areas I go into, and by choice, even when I've had a lot of money, I like staying in places that are culturally diverse. I much more prefer areas that are entertainment and like, adult stuff, and not too fancy dancy. So a lot of the areas I'm in, whether I've had money or not, are economically, have a lot of problems as far as like people not having a whole shitload of money. So when the feds descend upon an area like that, because I'm not, it has nothing to do with my fault, but because I'm in that area, for instance, or anybody is who they're monitoring, they descend upon the area, like in this case, they are preying on that area because they know what people need or would like very much, and they know they need money, or somebody's got kids, they got to support whatever, and they will use that as leverage to get them to involve themselves in this kind of shit. And it's sad. It's sad all around. I mean, I even have empathy for I'm not just doing this for me. I am doing it for me. Because I always get all sorts of flack about bitching, and I'm really to the point where I don't give a fuck. Because I have everybody's best interest, even the ones who fucking set me up. However, not all of them. Are you kidding me? At this point, somebody like that who's made a life of fucking doing nothing but on corrupt basis, fucking getting people put behind prison walls for decades. I have to imagine murdered, and snuffed. I have to. I have to know. I'm. I hear a lot of people around me reference me as a psychic. I would say so, definitely. If you don't know, maybe you should know. If I come into an area, they're certainly not going to tell you the truth about a lot of shit. They might make up a lot of shit to make you believe that I'm somebody that you need to be afraid of and watch. They're only going to tell you stories. Who's ever pulling the strings at the top of this situation, which has been following me for 7 years, approximately, without doing the exact math, has known my whole story, and they know that it's all bullshit, and they've got a lot of stuff to hide, which would make me a valuable target to either get incarcerated long term or dead, which certainly they've tried to do over and over and over. I've done plenty of jail time, but I'm certainly, there's at no point will I ever, give up my freedom or anybody else's, or I just won't become involved in that. You could offer me anything. There's a lot of things I'll do for money, but there's certainly so much I won't do in throwing other people's lives or information or setting. It's just, I think you understand what I mean. So hopefully makes an impact. It's a large scale problem in this country. A lot of people are intimidated, and rightfully so have been. I have been. God, without going into detail, yeah, I've been jailed over and over. Spent weeks, month at a time, whole, because I would tell the corrupt guard, or the sergeant or whoever it was at the time, that they were full of fucking shit, man, and it was torturous, and I went through a lot of shit that I'm not even gonna try and go into detail because I'm just not. We all have our story, that's true, but if I'm sharing my story or past things, maybe it's because I'm trying to help you, somebody hear something, even if I don't know exactly who. I know people can hear me. Um, so yeah, that's it. Watch yourself, be safe.